Hello, and welcome to Contract Rabbit's Agentic orchestration demo. I'm just going to make a quick video that shows some of the functionality of the agents that we've built. So, first thing we're going to show is our document markup agent. Basically, any incoming document you can just forward to this agent, and it will return a markup to you very quickly. So all you have to do to use that agent is type in the email address, drop your document into the message, and the only other input that you have to give the agent is a filter, so it knows which specific documents in its training corpus it should think about. So we're going to tell this one, consider only unilateral NDAs with telco industries as counterparty, governed by Delaware law, which include a standstill provision that favors telco. Okay. So we're going to send that off, and it'll take a few minutes to return the markup. And while we wait, we're going to run through a few use cases in our general purpose agent. So the first question we're going to ask this agent is very simply, what documents do you know? And we're just going to run some concurrent queries here. Second is, make me a chart listing the 10 NDAs that you know that are closest to expiration. Include a column listing the number of days until expiration for each. We're also going to ask it for a bit of market data, so we're going to say make me a chart listing the 10 standstill provisions from the NDAs that you know that have the longest durations. Include a column listing the governing law for each NDA. And the last thing we're going to ask it to do is just a simple compare of two documents that are in its training corpus. So what you can do here is just with the @ symbol, you can just call a document and insert it into your prompt. Don't have to copy and paste anything, which is very convenient. Boom. Okay. So this first query, this is very important. There are very few AIs on the market right now that will actually tell you what their training data is when you ask, and this is one. And as you can see, this agent is trained on mostly NDAs. I threw a couple of other documents in there for flavor. But what really differentiates our agents from others is that they're very, very narrow in what they can do with contracts, but they're very deep. They know all of these documents cold. You can ask for any information from any of these documents, and it will return the answer with zero hallucination. The other important thing to note here is this agent is trained, as you can see, on about 1,600 documents, 1,670. That could be 1,600, that could be 16 million. It really depends on the documents that the user wants to train on. So the unlimited context window when it comes to contracts is also a big benefit of this kind of agent. Okay. So here's the chart that it returned with all of the closest to expiration NDAs. Now, this use case is pretty important for enterprise users that just want to review a large number of documents and rip basic metadata. And it's important to note here that it didn't just read these 10 NDAs. It read every NDA that it knows, which is almost 1,500 NDAs, and it identified these 10 as being the 10 closest to expiration. So it can really reason over, like I mentioned before, a large number of documents and generate correct answers, which is a big strength of these agents. Here is the standstill query. The layout is a little bit wonky. Let's clean it up here. Okay, there we go. So you can see that if you want to stand still in an NDA, and keep in mind this agent is trained on all public available NDAs. These are all from Edgar, so this is live market data. You can see that you probably want to pick either New York or Delaware because it looks like most standstills that it knows are governed by New York and Delaware. So it can give you very valuable market insights as well. And let's look at the last one. So it's still working on that one. Oh, there it goes. This is just a basic document comparison of two in the training corpus. What's very important to note here, again, is the context. So let's look at this. The duration has changed from basically 5 years to 1 year between these two documents, and it's showing you all of the other durations and all of the NDAs in the training data. And that's very important just to give the user a good sense of context, so the analysis that it's making is grounded in very real data. And you can, of course, filter these queries so it's only considering, less than all of the NDAs that it knows, a specific subset, which is, of course, can be user determined. Let's check back in on the document markup. As you can see, it returned the markup of the document. Your red line is right here. And if you want to get a closer look at the full analysis, you can step into its brain right here. And you can actually look and see all of the specific changes that it's made to your document. And even better, you can look at the source of these changes. You can actually trace the changes that it's making, anything it's deleting, anything it's entering, to the specific NDA from its training set where it got these changes. So you can rest assured that the language that it's putting into your document isn't just some AI slop, large language model black box. It's actually taking it from a specific sentence from your specific precedent documents. Okay, that's the end of the demo. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.